I don't know how much you're going to be able to see on this, but I think I'm already losing my hair. I'll just go through it, and it's coming out. I actually had a dream last night that I started losing my hair. Look. It's happening. I mean, look at this. That wasn't a whole lot, but some of them are like big chunks. There we go, look at that. I mean, that's not a big chunk, but I mean, that's a substantial amount of hair to just kind of pull out of your head, isn't it? Hardly a pull that time. Not even a pull. I'm just, you know how you rake your hair? You rake your fingers through your hair? Oh dear me. Well, wonderful. I think it's time to charge this up. Ready for when it starts getting very patchy. So, at the hospital, I've done all my check-ins. I had my gym session this morning. It was very good. I was in there for about 45 minutes. My arms and legs I feeling are a little bit like jelly, but otherwise I'm feeling good. Still losing hair. Yep, brushed my hair after my shower, after my gym session, and now there's hair in the bathroom. But anyway, see you later.
There was one above the roadway.
They don't taste pleasant. I have 10 minutes left. Oh, 11. And then I'm done. Number 2 is done. I'm gonna record something.
Do you know what she's gonna do? How's your hair falling out? It's falling out.
Look. Oh, Mum!
I just said what she's doing. Look at your hair.
But yeah, I could keep going and it'll
Fall out.
fall out. Hello, so it's 5 p.m. I'm at home everything went okay, but just a little recap. So I didn't take lots and lots of footage because I want to make this video a lot shorter. So anyway, everything was fine. Getting to the hospital, I had my gym session, which was nice. That went really well. So I just started off on the exercise bike and did that for about, I think it was 7 minutes, and then we did some leg work and some arm work with some the bands and some weights, and then we ended up finishing off on the exercise bike again just to cool down, and that whole session took about 45 minutes. And I had pre-planned with my exercise human that I wanted a shower, so she had a shower prepared for me. So I finished my gym session, went down to my shower, and then got ready, got undressed, turned the shower on, and the shower wasn't working. So I showered with like a little trickle of water today, but whatever, I was clean for my chemo. So go in for my chemo. Was in a different chair today. I was sat closer to that window with that greenery that you could see in the other video. So that was nice, and I had another lovely nurse today, and basically we just kind of went straight into it. She asked how I was and how the first one went, because they all know that I had such a bad experience in terms of pain in my head for the first treatment, and then obviously it was now time to put the IV in. So she and the other nurses were all saying about how like she's very good with getting IVs in and stuff. So she attempted to put one, I think it's in here, didn't work. So she attempted to put one, you can't see it, oh, there, where it's already bruising, to try and put it in there, but that didn't work. So she called another nurse over, who was actually the one that put my IV in last week, the last time, and she tried it here, can't see it, but there, and then that didn't work. So the next option was to get it done through an ultrasound. So they phoned me up, and I ended up going upstairs to get that done. We also ended up speaking about a PICC line and how if I have to do this every fortnight, and if my veins are already difficult to find. So last week they were okay to find, they were very easy, but today they were quite deep and they just weren't very good. Anyway, so got the ultrasound done. I ended up having a local put in because they had to go quite deep to get to the vein that they wanted to use, and that one is here. I've still got all the it's like betadine, but it's a bit stronger than betadine. Anyway, and then after talking to all the nurses, we and my doctor, we have booked me in to get a PICC line. So the PICC line is the one that you basically get a cannula in here with a really long tube that goes just above your heart. So I'll be getting that done before I get my next chemo, so the same day. So that's that. I did what I said. I was going to see how I go with the IVs first and then decide on the PICC line. So anyway, booked in for the PICC line. I came back and we basically started the chemo straight away. So she started with the adriamycin, which is the red one, and I feel out of breath today. Well, more out of breath. She was pushing it in, but that took her, I think, 10 to 15 minutes today because my veins weren't very cooperative. It wasn't flowing very nicely, so she had to do that a lot slower because obviously if it goes in too fast, it can affect the heart. I think that one is. But anyway, that one was fine, went in, and then it was time for the bleomycin, which same thing, the syringe, pushed it in, 10 minutes. That was alright. And then I also had lots of people come and talk to me today. So I had my two of the other two youth people come and speak to me, and the whole time they were there, the vinblastine, I didn't even know it went in, and it was out by the time the youth people left. And then it was time for the dacarbazine, and that one again was put in with the saline, I think it was, just to help with like the burning, because that's the one that can burn. But this week I didn't get that burning sensation like I did last week. But then thinking about it and talking with my sister, I also had that local anaesthetic put in the arm to get the cannula put in. So that was interesting, but everything went well in terms of getting the chemo today. Just obviously the cannula was a problem. And then some other things that I learnt today was I'm currently neutropenic, which means my white blood cell count is very low. I asked what the average or what the general count is for like a healthy person, and they said 1.5, and I'm sitting at 0.13. So in other terms, think of it like I've got 150 little germ busters that are ready to fight off all the germs away. Or that's what you should have. You should have about 150, but I've only got 13 little germ busters to get rid of all the infections. So I'm very susceptible to infections and things at the moment. So I've got to be cautious of that. And then if I do happen to end up with an infection or whatever, fever or not, I have to go in, because if I'm taking Panadol, it could be masking a temperature. And anyway, so basically go in, and then from there they'll probably end up giving me like a booster shot to help the white blood cells help them. And then every chemo after that, I'd probably end up with another booster shot. So that's that one. I've also got some notes because my brain just doesn't work. So all of the reactions that I had, so obviously the tongue pain, the jaw pain, the head pain, all of the blister things and the itchiness, like here, there and everywhere, they all need to be monitored, because if it happens this time around again, then we need to reassess the drugs and the amounts, and if I need any other drugs to kind of help with those, the ABVD drugs. I've also been advised to take an antihistamine for the itching, and to use vitamin E cream, or I don't think you can even see how dry they are, but they're even like splitting because of how dry they are, but to use a vitamin E cream to help with the moisturization. And then another thing that happened today was I had a team member from Solaris, which is cancer care, Solaris Cancer Care, that's at Charlie's. They offer free support and information services to all adult cancer patients and their primary carers, and they offer complementary integrated therapies, support and counselling, information and education services, on-site library and resources, drop-in centre and a relaxation lounge area. And I basically have this list of all these different therapies, and I get to choose one a week. So I get a free session of whatever I want a week. So some of the therapies that are on here are things like acupuncture, Reiki, something, pranic healing, reflexology, hypnotherapy, counselling, hand massages, healing touch, Pilates, yoga. So yeah, I can pick one of them every week, which is kind of nice as well. But that's about it in terms of how I'm feeling now. Last the first time I had it. Like I had chemo, drove home and everything was fine up until about, I don't know, 3 p.m. or whatever it was, and I just started getting tired. But today, about half an hour to an hour after I left chemo, I could tell that there was something in my body making me feel tired, and I could like feel it like in the back of my throat. I don't know how to explain that one. But so that's that bit. I showed my mum and my sisters that my hair is already falling out. My sister was quite shocked because today at the hospital all the nurses were asking if I'd started losing my hair, and I wanted to keep it a little bit quiet, but I ended up having to say like, yeah, it's already starting to fall out. And then after the PIC line was booked in, I said to my sister that the next time I go in, I'm gonna look like a cancer patient. I'll have no hair and like a PIC line put in. And my sister didn't really get it, and I was like, all right, okay, look. And then all of my like little baby's hairs, I just pulled a little bit, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's some hair. There's a lot more than that, but I think I've pulled it all out. Showed her this, and she was just a bit like, oh wow, okay. And then yeah, my sister is my younger sister. She's now making artwork out of my hair. And my mum and my older sister got a little bit teary when they saw that all my hair was falling out. But anyway, I ordered a bunch of head wraps and pre-made beanie things that look like scarves that you've wrapped up, but they're actually already pre-stitched. So I got a bunch of them delivered last week, I think. So I'm going to wash them, ready for when it comes out. But that's it for now, so I will see you when there's something to update. Bye! So, I'm gonna take some of this, which is basically Mollycol, to help me go to the loo, because I don't want what happened last time. So I've got some lemonade because one of my nurses said that it goes down a little bit easier with lemonade. So we're trying that. Oh God. Oh. So it's a bit better with lemonade, but it's still not pleasant. So thanks, nurse, for the lemonade. Alrighty. So this is my pillow this morning. Look how massive it is. Can't even undo it. Oh dear.
All of that hair's coming out.
It is, isn't it? I told you Mummy's hair's falling out.
Tell Mummy it will grow again. So when it grows back, it will be lovely.
When it goes back, it'll be lovely.
I hope so.
When you get longer, okay?
Yeah, it will grow long. Well, it's brushed.
Mommy, this is a chain for you.
What's this for?
I think it's trophy.
Oh, this is brave. Yeah. Do I just go up your head like this?
Hazel, come here. Just come pull my hair. Gently.
Do I go up your head like that? So start from the
This is why we're cutting it all off.
What are these numbers?
Let's pull a little bit more. Look.
So you want to go number 1.
See?
See how it's all
It's all falling out.
Oh.
Ballet fun. Okay, ready?
No?
You say when.
Go.
Do you want to cut some?
Hang on.
Give yourself a bridge.
Not that I
I'm
can
sorry, Brad Mondo.
see. And what do? They do a little twist.
And cut. Fingers and mash.
I can't even like.
You look like you are like skipping.
It looks cute.
It does actually, it doesn't look too bad.
Does anyone want a snip?
You want to step that off?
Watch your fingers.
I'm not really good at it.
That's okay.
Yeah, give her a little bit more.
Should we do a little bit more?
Good job.
Cutting mummy's hair to make it healthy again.
Stop. Just go there.
You can just hold it.
I'll pretend to be a hairdresser. I had my snip.
You've all had a snip. Oh, that felt gross. Oh shit. Ooh, I don't like that.
You don't like the feel?
Textures.
Ooh. Oh, this feels gross. Who wants to feel my head? Feels bloody weird. Right, touch it.
Feel mummy's head.
Bye. So it's very late, to the point where it's now the day before my next lot of chemo, but I just wanted to provide a little update of the last fortnight. So I obviously had chemo last Thursday, 2 weeks ago, and I started feeling fatigued quite soon. And then by Sunday, I was very tired and my headaches had started coming back, as well as some bad nausea that I ended up having to miss a baby shower that I was quite excited to go to. But anyway, that day I ended up taking some painkillers and I ended up shaving my hair off that day. And then, so my hair, it's gone now. You get a lot of, I have a lot of feelings about losing my hair. You get a lot of comments about, or you hear a lot of people just say, it's just hair, like it'll grow back, blah, blah, blah. But when you're not given the choice of shaving your hair or cutting it short or, you know, going bald, it's quite confronting and very upsetting. So having that kind of, I don't know, that choice kind of taken away from me sucked, obviously, and as you could see, it was quite emotional, but also taking some kind of control back and deciding when I completely go bald, or I had like little bits of hair, but you know, when I completely get rid of it all, I was able to kind of decide that. So that was that, and then I decided to shave it that day because it just got to the point where it was just clumps were falling out. I just, worse than the first videos that I showed, but just clumps. You could see in the shaving of the hair day video that just, you saw with the brush, you saw how much hair was coming out, and it got to the point where it was it was everywhere. It was on my pillow, it was on the floor, it was in my clothes, it was in my food, it was just everywhere. So obviously I didn't enjoy shaving my hair off, but did it have to come off? Yes. Anyway, so yeah, with the hair shaving, I wanted to include Hazel in it just so that she felt like she was involved and not, my hair like coming off wasn't like a complete shock to her, and we obviously explained why we were losing my hair, and she was really good. She didn't have any kind of not anxiety, but what's the word? She wasn't nervous in terms of like cutting my hair and then approaching me after like we'd shaved it off, which was very comforting, because I had a little bit of worries that it would change the relationship in a way that I don't know, it's like she'd be too nervous to come and see me. But anyway, so that's all fine, and I'm now hairless. This is my my head at the moment, so there's a lot less hair than there was after we shaved it. But yeah, it's still just kind of falling out, and I don't look as bad as I thought I would. I mean, obviously I don't look freaking stunning with my bald head, but I don't feel as uncomfortable about it, which I really thought I would be. Like I don't really have much, like if someone asked to see it, I'd be like, yeah, okay, you know, have a look, but I don't want to be walking around in public with a bald head, if that kind of makes sense. But anyway, so that day as well, Selena also shaved her head. She did her own little fundraising page through the World's Greatest Shave and was able to fundraise just over $1,000. So woo! And her original goal was $400 with the shaving of the hair to be on the 4th of October, but she managed to fundraise over the $400 in, I think, a day or two. So she ended up saying that, you know, that was it. She'll shave it the day that I shaved mine. So it was really sweet. The world's greatest shave, the money goes towards blood cancer. So I don't know if I've mentioned it in previous videos, but my nana, so my mum's mum, she had leukemia, and obviously that's blood cancer, and then lymphoma as well is classified as a blood cancer. But Selena made a little time lapse of her hair shaving adventures, and I'll include that at the end of this. Anyway, and then as the days kind of progressed, the pain and the fatigue got worse. So all the pain this time was majorly in my head, but I also had severe stomach pain, which I don't know if you've ever felt this, but it was like pain of, do I need to go to the toilet, or am I hungry, or do I need to vomit? Like, it was just pain that I didn't know what I could do to fix it. Like, I took painkillers, I ate, I drank, I tried to go to the toilet, I took Movicol, like, to try to go to the toilet, and just nothing was working. And then by Wednesday, I was meant to have a Look Good, Feel Better workshop. I think I mentioned that in a previous video, but I had to cancel that as well. So I messaged the youth team and said, you know, I won't be able to come in, not feeling the greatest, yada yada yada. And they were so kind and were able to keep a goodie bag for me. So in the goodie bag there's a bunch of like skincare products and makeup products that young people going through cancer can make themselves look good and feel better, hence the name. Anyway, so that was that. And then because I'd spoken to the youth team, they contacted my nurse and my doctor, who then contacted me that same day and said that they would like me to go in to the hospital the following day so that they could talk to me about the new symptoms and to discuss more pain management and to see what else is going on. So I'll go in the next day, I get a blood test because they asked me to get a blood test. I also have notes because there's quite a bit of stuff that happened this fortnight. Yeah, so I got my blood test, and then whilst I was waiting in the waiting room with Selena, she took me that day, we bumped into a family friend who's also undergoing chemo at the moment for another type of lymphoma, which obviously it's not nice that someone's going through chemo for lymphoma, but it was nice to kind of sit there and talk to someone who's also part of, like, you know, the family circle, who knows a little bit of like what you're doing. But anyway, sitting there, we were having a good old giggle and stuff, which made me feel better, which again was quite nice. Anyway, and then went in to see my doctor, and by this point, or by this day, my headaches were just really bad. Like, they were awful, and I was sensitive to lights and sound. I had weakness in my limbs, especially my right arm, and really bad nausea. So my doctor tested like all my limbs with like a push-pull kind of exercise, and she also agreed that my right arm there was some weakness. Anyway, she also cancelled or said that I should put off the second dose of the Pfizer for COVID, which I was meant to be getting that day because of how bad I was feeling. So I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know when it'll be rescheduled and whatever. I don't know what's happening with that. She ordered, because of all the head pain, she ordered a CT scan for that day. So that took a few hours to get the appointment. So in that few hours I ended up having a little nap in the youth room, which was kind of nice because I was just so tired. And then they wanted the CT scan because the first time I had the bad headaches, and now the second time I've had bad headaches, they're like, it could be a it could be because of oh my god, a few different reasons. Like it could be the chemo itself, it could be my high blood pressure, it could be the things like joining together. So I just want to kind of investigate to see what's going on. Anyway, phone call. All right, we're ready to see you. Go down. I had one CT scan and then they wanted to do a CT scan with contrast. So I went to another room to get the contrast, the cannula put in for the contrast. And again, the nurses couldn't find my veins, so they tried twice to get a vein. Luckily, they managed to get one. And then I go back into the room to have the scan done, and whilst I was laying there and the nurse was injecting the contrast, I was just having this little meltdown because I'm so tired and exhausted at this point, and he was just like didn't really know what to do. But anyway, scan was done and that was that. And then it was time to go back to my doctor, just to like to talk about the scan, which showed nothing, which is good. And then she also said that we're going to order an MRI as well, which I'm having this Sunday. My doctor also ended up prescribing me extra blood pressure medication on top of what I'm already on, just because my blood pressure was high, as well as a stronger nausea tablet, which is specifically formulated for nausea related to chemo, and also tramadol for pain. Went home and then that was that. Next day, feeling slightly better but still really tired and fatigued. So unfortunately, another event, I missed The Little Mermaid. So my sister-in-law, months ago, before all of this started, we booked tickets to take our girls to go see The Little Mermaid. So obviously I couldn't go, but thankfully Selena took Hazel and she was still able to go and see The Little Mermaid. So that was nice. Then the following week, I still felt quite fatigued and tired and just basically spent every day in bed, half asleep. And then it got to the point where my stomach was just, it got so bad that I was on the verge of going back to the hospital because it was just horrendous pain. But eventually it subsided. And then at some point in the last fortnight, I also received some mail from my auntie and uncle that live in England, and it was this little, I don't know what to call it, but there was this little letter, or like a little passage kind of in there, just talking about like keeping strong and stuff, as well as this little bag that had all these little like knick-knacky bits that was symbolic of something. So for example, there was like a little peg to hang up the aches and pains, and a marble for all the marbles that you've lost. Can't think of anything else, but yeah. And opening that and reading all the little things made me cry that day, because it was just, I think it was actually one of my worst days of the fortnight, and it just, I don't know. I don't know, it was just, it was nice to get that on a day that I felt horrendous. So thank you, auntie and uncle from England. And then basically I didn't start feeling myself until yesterday, 2 days before chemo. So that's annoying. I've only had 2 good days this cycle, So I'm kind of really hoping that this next cycle goes much smoother, and I just don't have as many side effects. Like, I'm not expecting to have wonderful days, like I don't know, half the time being good. I'm not expecting that, just to have some kind of relief from all this head pain and stomach pain and weakness and stuff, because it's just not been fun. Even my team have said, like, you've really not had a great run, have you? But yeah, so that's about all of that. There's not really much else to say, just again, very thankful to all the support I'm getting from my immediate family, who are helping out so much with Hazel, and obviously like the cooking and the cleaning and just, you know, all the stuff that I'm not very good at right now, taking her to daycare. It means a lot. And then obviously friends or family friends bringing over some food like cheesecake and lasagna. Thank you. I had a light. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so that's all of that. Also, my lymphoma page, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has made a donation. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. And that's pretty much it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Whatever you want. You can give me a really ugly fringe first if you want.
I don't think my fringe was that bad.
I don't know where to look. Am I meant to look at myself? You can just look where.
Sister, I have struggled to find the words to say, the right things to say, the helpful things to say, and sometimes have no idea what to say at all. So I decided to take a minute, think, and write it down. Whether or not it makes any sense, oh, here we go anyway. I want you to know that when I'm silent, talking too fast, or talking too much, cracking a joke at a bad time, nagging you to drink water, being overly nice, or maybe even insensitive, I hope you know that everything is in an effort to help. To help you smile, to keep you hydrated, to keep your spirits up, to show you are cared for, to make you feel normal, to make you laugh. Whether or not I succeed, I hope you know I try. You haven't seen me cry, but please know I have. I complain about little things, but trust me, nothing sucks as much as seeing you so unwell. I cut my hair to show you, Hazel, and our nieces that our value is not in the way we look. Our value is in our ability to persevere, be brave, and to be kind to not only others but ourselves. Something that I think you are doing brilliantly. I admire your strength, I am proud of your growth, and I love you.